Hi guys, and welcome to my first sponsored video. Yes, you've heard it right. This video is sponsored by Hellofish, but don't let that scare you because I'm not losing my integrity over a puzzling video. So if the quality of the puzzle wouldn't be good enough, this video wouldn't exist. So, well, that's kind of a spoiler because now you know that the quality has passed. But anyway, they got in touch with me and they let me choose the puzzles. So I was really excited about that because, well, they had some very interesting puzzles. So there was like a set of 4 different puzzles that I really wanted to have. Unfortunately, they could only send me 3 because one was still in the making. But I'm really happy that I got them because they have some extra thing to them that I'm not gonna reveal right now. So you're gonna have to wait until later down the video to see what's the special thing about the puzzle. Now, let me show you the puzzles. So they're the puzzles from the Infinite Animal series, and the ones that I've got are Leopard, Cow and Giraffe. As I previously mentioned, they've got 4 of them, so there's also a zebra one, but I couldn't get that one unfortunately, but they sent me an extra puzzle, which is a 120-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Snow White. So this was like just an extra thing that I got with the puzzles. So when I saw the puzzles, I was like, oh my god, immediately I wanted to have these puzzles. But you know, that's one of the things, like the more I look at it, I'm like, this is gonna be difficult. So yeah, it's only 150 pieces, but as some of you already know, wooden puzzles tend to be a lot more difficult than just like your standard 2D cardboard puzzle, because the shapes of the pieces are very unique and specific, so it's very difficult for you to do any shape sorting or anything like that. The puzzles do have whimsy pieces as well, I've seen that online. So the only thing right now I think it's gonna be helping me that I'm gonna start with the cow one because it seems to me that it's gonna be the easiest one, and after I do that one I think they all have the same cut. So once I do the cow one, I'm just gonna, you know, have it nearby in case I get stuck with the other 2 so I can help myself with the print. But the reason why I have to do all 3, well, I can't reveal just yet because like I mentioned, that's gonna be an extra surprise for you at the end when I finish all 3 puzzles. So I think it's time to just start with the first puzzle, so I'm gonna open it now because, well, I haven't seen what's inside yet. But, I'm excited to find out. Okay, just opening that. So I went online, you know, to check the series just now. And I realized that the difficulty of these puzzles are master. So, you know, how I mentioned there. I picked difficult puzzles, but it's okay. Because I think when you have more difficult puzzle, it's kind of easier to know how good the quality of the puzzle is because, you know, the image doesn't really help you that much. So, you know, maybe it's even better for you. So let's open this now. Okay, so we've got the box with all the pieces inside, and I can already see, look, it's an elephant. Okay, so maybe it's not actually gonna be as difficult because I see that the shapes are very specific. I can see that they've got a variety of different shapes because with wooden puzzles, if you've done a few, you're gonna know the difference, but some of them have like just normal prongs, like a usual 2D puzzle. They have normal prongs sticking out, and some of them have like curls, but this one seems to have different variety of shapes, which is going to be really helpful because it's got some curls and then it's got some, I don't even know what they're called, but like leaves. I don't know. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that one. So this is gonna be loud. Oh, there's something else inside. Good thing I put this out. Okay, so we've got the cow print. Oh, I think you get like a poster. Oh no. Oh, that's so cute. Look, it's a card. Wow. And it says cow in the front. So I'm assuming that the other 2 are gonna have the same ones in there. So I'm not actually sure if this is the print of the puzzle. We're gonna see that after I assemble it. But yeah, that's cute. You can just, you know, send this to someone. And what else is there? Okay, I think it's for missing pieces, how to request a missing piece. And then there is something else. Oh, it's about Hellofish, so that's cute. They tell you basically about the puzzle. They've got laser cutting technology, inkjet printing, and other things. And there's also a thing that I cannot reveal, it's written on here. But yeah, anyway, time to move on to puzzling because this is master level. Okay, so let's see how long that takes me. First, obviously, I turned all the pieces over because this is just something you have to do when you puzzle. Even though the color is not really going to be helpful with this puzzle, I still needed to know what's up, so I know the direction of the pieces. At first, I thought I'm just gonna start with fully black pieces because, you know, if it's all one color, it's easier to find what goes together than when you have splits in the middle. But I quickly realized that that's not gonna work because, well, it was just a little bit too difficult. So when I was doing the flipping, I eliminated all the whimsy pieces, which is also very useful with wooden puzzles. Now listen to me, okay? So this puzzle, like I mentioned, has something very specific about it. That's why I couldn't eliminate the frame. But when you have whimsy pieces, you can find the specific shapes because it's usually very specific, especially if you've got an animal with feet and stuff. It's quite easy to find the pieces that are gonna go on the feet and the tails and the heads and stuff like that. So that was the next step I took. I went by the animals and it was working quite well. I have to admit that this puzzle is designed really well because normally when you have an animal piece, it maybe has like 4 or 5 surrounding pieces, so it's quite easy to find the shapes that go with it. But this one had quite short sections, so it was a lot more difficult to find the backs of the animals because it was separated into multiple chunks, which I would say it makes it better because it makes you find more pieces for one animal. But like I mentioned with this puzzle, because it doesn't have one frame, I didn't really know what were the animal pieces and what were the inside pieces. So by this point you should be realizing that this puzzle is different, and I have to reveal the secret because you're gonna see it anyway. This puzzle has a puzzle within the puzzle. So once the puzzle is complete, you can actually divide the puzzle into 4 massive pieces. And that's the reason this puzzle was more difficult, because it had so many edge pieces and so many curved edge pieces that it was just impossible to know what's actually a part of the animal and what's the frame. And the other thing that made this puzzle unnecessarily more difficult is, you know how I mentioned that I was doing animals separately? I forgot to look for those pieces when I started to connect the puzzle together. So I kept going through the big pile and then I was like, why am I missing something? And then I realized there were pieces on the other animal that were already connected, that were supposed to go in that part. So even though this puzzle was already master level, I think I just made it master level plus. So the first puzzle is finally complete. It took me 1.5 hours, which I don't think it's actually that bad for how difficult the puzzle is. And yes, I can confirm that the picture of the postcard is the same as the puzzle. Not that I looked the picture at all when I was puzzling, because I feel like there's not really much that can help because you don't really have colors on it. So I had to go based off shapes and seeing where, you know, the color goes from black to white. So I think this is really cool. And like I mentioned, you kind of already know what the surprise is going to be about this puzzle, but it actually has 4 separate pieces. Now I really want to try this because wooden puzzles are not known for being able to lift, you know, because they're really easy to fall apart. But one thing I noticed with this puzzle straight from the beginning when I opened the box is it's definitely the thickest wooden puzzle I've seen. And I think there's a reason behind it, so it's easier to move it around. So let's do it. So I think I definitely wouldn't go just lifting it up, but you know, with 2D puzzles, the secret behind doing a good pickup challenge is to stretch the puzzle apart. But with this one, I think it's the opposite. I think it squeezes everything together, because I was moving some pieces before when I had the animals assembled and I had to place them in different places. So I realized that when I squeeze it together, it's easier to lift up. So let's see how difficult that's gonna be. Okay, I didn't go fully lifted up because it's no point, but I just need to get the prongs out really. Okay, so I've done it. So as you can see now, we've got 4 massive pieces. And I've never done puzzle in puzzle before, so I'm really excited about this one. And that's also the reason why I wanted to have all 4, because then you can literally make all variations of combinations. But I've just got 3, which means when I'm gonna be combining them, 2 of the same pattern are gonna have to repeat in one puzzle. But that's okay, I think it's gonna be so cool. So after doing this one, which I think was the easiest, I think it's gonna be a lot more difficult to do these 2, because, well, it could go in 2 directions. It could be a lot easier because it's gonna be very specific to find specific line. Well, I still think that leopard is gonna be the most difficult one, but the giraffe one, this one actually could surprise me, because maybe the white lines are gonna be quite specific and it's gonna be easy to follow them. But I think after doing this one, it's gonna be a lot easier, because if not anything else, at least I'm gonna know which pieces to look for. Because one thing that's really difficult with wooden puzzles and also 2D cardboard puzzles with random cuts is that sometimes you think you know what piece you're looking for, and then you realize it consists out of 2 or even 3 pieces. So now that I've got the cut, the other 2 are definitely gonna be easier, so I might cheat a little and use the cut, because I'm really excited. I have to try combining the puzzle and I can't wait 3 hours to get there. So yeah, okay, I think it's time to do the other 2 puzzles. Yay! When I started flipping the pieces over for the other 2 puzzles, it looked like a complete mess because there was so much going on. And I thought that the cut is really gonna help me from the cow puzzle, but I was wrong, because there was just so much going on that it was really difficult to just find the pieces, because every piece is so unique. But I did something differently this time with both of the puzzles, and I decided to go piece by piece and then deciding if it's like the round edge, if it's a straight edge, or if it's an animal piece or the whimsy piece. Well, when I say animal piece, I mean belonging to a whimsy piece, part of the outside of the animal. So just doing that, it made me feel in a lot more puzzled than it did with the cow one when I started and everything was just a mess and I was trying to look for each piece separately. And after I've gone through all of the pieces, then the cut from the cow one really helped me, because at least I knew which animals come where. Because that was the one thing that really made it unnecessarily more difficult the first time around, because I was looking for some pieces and I couldn't find them, and then I realized that they were a part of another animal. So that was the one thing where the piece cut really helped from the first puzzle. So the cut did help a little bit, but still the finishing time for each of the puzzles was still around 1 hour. So it was half an hour less, but it was still quite a good time for a 150 piece puzzle. So the first thing I want to say before going into mix and matching the puzzles is that I've noticed they're from a different series, because even the box, it has a different interior. So the cow one seems to be from another one, and the leopard and giraffe one are from different one. And also the puzzle is a little bit thicker, which is not a problem at all, because the cut is still the same, so everything's gonna be able to mix and match. And yeah, let's do it now. This was not the easiest, it wasn't the most difficult thing to do, but still I would say that with the cow one, because it's a little bit thicker, it was easier, but still not really that much difference. It's a wooden puzzle, so you know, it doesn't hold together really well. So what do I do now? I don't know. I feel like since the middle ones are the bigger ones, I would kind of like to keep the 2 smaller ones from the same puzzle, but then it wouldn't be, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to do it and see how it turns out. So how do I do it? Okay, let's put the cow here. And then... oh, I have this one turned in the wrong direction. I'm like, why is the cut not fitting? Okay, I can turn it around easy. Okay. So look how fun this looks now. So you see, oh, there's another thing that I forgot to mention, I just seen it now. So there is the gradient in the giraffe puzzle, which I realized quite later on, but it was really helpful when doing the puzzle once I figured it out, because you can quite clearly see the difference between the lighter and the darker pieces. So this is what happens when you play around with 3. I can only do 2 as well, just so you can see the difference. So this is how it looks if you only have 2 as well. So you can do that too if you prefer to do that. And there is also something else that I wanted to show you now, I just remembered, because they send that with the puzzles as well. So it's some sort of like a frame that you put a puzzle in, and I have no idea how it works. I haven't even opened it yet, so this is gonna be fun. So just bear with me, okay? So it says peel the protective layers of the acrylic. Okay, because this is where it's been cut. You see, and it's got some burn marks on it, but once you take it off, it's not there anymore. So this is the protective layers. We've got the instructions, so hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. So we've got the short ones and the long ones. Okay. Oh, I need to be careful. I don't want to get fingerprints on it. Ah. Okay, so I've done that. Move the finished puzzle on the acrylic board carefully. Oh, running out of space here. So, carefully, yeah. Okay, it's on. I think I already know how this is gonna go, but you know, still let's follow the instructions. So combine the 4 acrylic borders, so that's that. Combine them, okay, and I think that's gonna go on top to hold the puzzle in place. Okay, yes. Lock the steel knob ties and steel leg stands in the holes according to the direction of the puzzle. Aha, okay, gotcha. I think. So if you want it on the table, you're supposed to use the long ones because it's gonna help you stand the puzzle. So this is what I'm gonna use now. Yeah. Okay, so you've got 4 little ones if you want to put it on the wall so it's all the same, but if you want to put it standing up on the table, you have to use these 2 in the direction where you want it. So if I wanted to have it, you know, horizontal, I would have to put 2 down here, but if I want to have it vertical, then I would put 2 here. So I'm gonna do it horizontally. Okay, let's just figure this out. So I think I have to put this on, and then yeah, so unscrew. Just okay, I just had to check because it's got 2 holes. I'm not sure if it's important in which one you put it. So you have to put the little thing, I don't know how it's called. I know in Slovenian. So put that on. Well, I really shouldn't have started with that. Or, unless I flip the puzzle. No, I'm just gonna start with the normal ones, because it's gonna be easier. Okay. I think this is actually a really clever way if you want to have your puzzles this way. It's very easy, you don't have to glue the puzzle, it's safe. The only thing that I would say is the same thing when I did with that puzzle. I don't like to have anything in front because then it gives the reflection, you know, the glass reflection or the plastic reflection, whatever you have. So I kind of don't like that. That's why I prefer to just keep the puzzles out of the frame. But if you're not bothered by it, I think this is a great solution. Okay, I'm gonna need to tighten this up. Okay. And now the other side. No, I took the wrong one. I think I tightened it too much. Sorry, the card got full, so I have no idea where it cut off. So this is basically how it looks. I think it's quite cool, like you can display it easily, you know, it holds together really well. The only thing that I would point out is that the smaller screws, like the big ones, you can tighten up completely, but with the smaller ones, maybe I would need some tools. I can't really screw it on completely, but it still stays together really nicely, like the puzzle cannot go anywhere. And look how cute it looks from the back. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, because I really enjoyed putting this together. They were difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but it was so fun to put them together. And thank you again, Hellofish, for sending them over. And just a reminder, all of their details are gonna be in the description box below if you wanna get yourself one of these puzzles as well. So another thing that I wanted to say, because now it's officially been confirmed, I know it doesn't completely belong in this video, but it was the first one after the confirmation, so I had to say it. We have the venue confirmed for Slovenian Nationals. It's gonna be 31st of May. Everything also in the description box below. I'm gonna make the post about it, everything, you know, so it's gonna be everywhere. But I just wanted to mention it here as well, so it reaches more people. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!